I'm showing you how I use large-scale pottery, garden-inspired vignettes, and my garden-style reference library to bring that summer life back into my home on those cold, wintry Midwest January days. We're going to restyle 3 key areas to make this house feel like a garden home. And I did find this vintage urn, and this is gorgeous. Look at the patina on this. It is heavy. I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna start by lighting a candle. So this is gonna be our space that we're gonna do our vignette on the kitchen counter, kind of back here in the corner. It's kind of dead space. I don't have anything that I'm actually setting on the counter or anything I'm gonna put back that far, like appliances or anything like that. So let's start with some layering. Okay, our first item is gonna be our lighting because we wanna layer in some lighting. Now I picked this up at a secondhand store. It's a vintage, like Cupid type lamp, and then I found the shade later and added the shade. Because our first layer is gonna be a cutting board. And I'm sure you have a cutting board, and you could do multiple cutting boards if you wanted. And so we're gonna put that all the way in the back. Okay, and then you want some kind of picture. Could be a landscape, could be a portrait, could be, in my case, florals. Love florals, and we're bringing the garden inside, so it should have some kind of gardeny theme. Maybe it's birds, maybe it's different cute little things, a botanical print, whatever you like. Now this one I found at Hobby Lobby, and it is still available if you like this. I do like it because it's very lightweight. It does have a hanging bracket on the back, so it can hang on a wall too. So we're gonna layer that in. I'm just kind of tilting it back against the back of the backsplash. Now on our other side, we're gonna take a pretty blue garden, it's actually garden room style book, and my favorite cookbook, Julia Child. This is the 50th anniversary, Mastering the Art of French Cooking. So did you notice on the book, I'm trying to cover up the plug-in. So that's why we're layering it like that. I don't want to look at the plug-in, and it's necessary, especially to plug in our lamp since it's not a rechargeable, but we are using it. Now, you could also use your cutting board, you could use your picture, anything that just to disguise it. So we are repurposing our book there. Now, I picked up these at a garden center, and they're paper whites, but they're faux paper whites, and they look pretty realistic. I looked for a while because I wanted something that did look realistic, and it's got the little root coming out and the flowers. So I do like these. Now, if you have real paper whites, that would be beautiful too. But keep in mind with pets, they are toxic. So I opted just to go with some faux ones, and these have, they're flat on the bottom. So I could put them in a pretty bowl, but I'm just gonna set them on the counter, and they're helping to disguise my cord. And we're just grouping the 3 of them together. And of course, no garden scene's gonna be complete without a cute little bird. Another thing that's absolutely necessary for our garden vignette is a cloche. Now mine has a wooden base and the glass cloche. So we're gonna put that there, and then we need something to go on it. And I love these little pitchers. I would say this is more of like porcelain. It's an antique, and I thought it was really pretty. I picked this up at an antique store, and I liked all the detail on it, all the fluting around it. So we're gonna put that on the center, and then we're gonna just tuck in a faux fern leaf, just one, not a whole plant, and just lay it inside of there, and then put our cloche on. And do you notice on this, I have it so there's nothing behind this. So this really pops, having the tile directly behind it, having the marble tile, versus if I had put another layer behind it. In the same colors as the cookbooks and the flower picture. This is in blues and some dark greens, some light greens. Actually, my daughter made this in high school in pottery class, and I've kept it all these years, and so I think it's super cute. So we'll tuck that in. And we can move this over a little bit. I'm just gonna tighten this up a little bit. And that's how, when you're styling stuff, you may get it done and an hour later come back and tweak a little bit and either move stuff around, or maybe as you're walking around your home, you spot something in another room that would look wonderful included in whatever vignette you just did and want to add that in. But I really like how this turned out, just bringing that garden inside for January and tying in the pretty colors. So let me know, what are you going to do? Are you going to do one on your kitchen counter? Do you have one on your kitchen counter? Or are you going to create one somewhere else in your home? And how are you going to bring the garden inside? Okay, so we are gonna put a fiddle leaf fig in the pot. Now I picked this up about a year ago and you can see it's in a little pot and it's probably about 3.5 foot tall. And by putting it in this taller urn, it's gonna make it taller and take up more of that wall space. So the first thing I did was I put some plastic bags, just some grocery bags in there, just to fill in the space, because this will not be a tight fit. Now this plant didn't have any moss on the top of it. If it has moss, that's always really pretty. But if you're like me and you have cats, my cats would get in the moss and make a mess. They would pull it out, they would chew on it. So we have just tucked those bags all around inside there just to secure it in place because it was a little wobbly. And next we're gonna take pine cones. Now I love pine cones, especially for wintertime because you're bringing the outdoors in. But what I have found is my cats do not like pine cones to mess with. They don't like the feel or the texture of them. So if I tuck them around the base of this plant, they'll leave the plant alone. And now in the springtime, when it's gorgeous out, if I want to take this out to the deck or out in the garden, the planter, I can easily put the tree in another indoor container. But for now, I think I get to not only enjoy the container, but the tree is much taller and it's just bringing that greenery inside, making it feel more like a garden. Now on our tray, I am going to put a live arrangement. I'm going to take a beautiful urn, and I bought cat grass because I have cats. So I just took it right out of the container, and I keep water down in the container, and I just have it down inside. I just pushed it down inside and then kind of spread it out, just bringing that fresh, live feel inside from the summer. It looks like grass from the yard, fresh and green. Okay, we're gonna tie in a beautiful green candle. Now I've talked about these candles over and over again. This is a Walmart Better Homes and Gardens candle. I like the smell. It has a wood wick, great price point, and it comes in all different colors and scents. And then we're gonna tuck in some beautiful large pine cones that I purchased. So we're just giving it that look of garden, pine cones, winter, summer. Pine cones you can use year-round. So we've got just a few things on our tray. Now we're gonna tie in books. So lots of beautiful books to use. One of my favorite books I purchased is Living with Roses by Victoria. This is a beautiful book, great coffee table book. And we are just gonna layer our coffee table books on. So we have a stack here. How about the English garden room? This is just getting us in the mood. Not only every time when we walk by our coffee table do we see beautiful garden pictures, but you just want to sit down and pick one up and thumb through it. Okay, and we've got cottage retreats, another beautiful picture to look at. So we're just layering on coffee table books. Great country French style. Just as you're walking by or you sit down on the couch and you see that beautiful picture, it just makes you want to pick the book up and thumb through it and look at some other beautiful inspiration. So then I'll change it up in a few days and switch to a new picture or maybe a new book. Now, another thing you could do is add in fresh flowers to your indoor space. If you are wanting to know how to pick out the freshest roses when you go to the store, and then how to keep them alive for the longest amount of time when you get home, you're going to want to check out this video next. Being a previous floral designer, I give you some insider tips.